Hi everybody, thanks for joining me today. My name's Janice Thompson. I'm from JazzleDazzleCrafts.com. I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator and I work in Scotland. Today I have been taking part in a Bloghop with my InspireInk Stampin' buddies. And the theme today is retiring favourites. So I did this card to show my retiring favourites, well, some of my retiring favourites. I've got quite a lot of things that I would say are my favourites. I just like so much from our catalogues. I just love Stampin' Up. So I've got lots of favourites. However, I did have to choose something to blog about. So what I did was I blogged about this Petal Parade paper. I think that's what it's called. Bear with me. Oh dear me. Why does this always happen to me? I don't have the cardboard backing, so I think it's Petal Parade it's called. I've not brought my catalogue through with me, but I do have the stamp set and the thinlits, the die set I use. So we've got detailed Dragonfly thinlits and Dragonfly dreams. This is a gorgeous stamp set. I've loved it since it first was available, and I bought one of my first purchases when it was available. I just got it right away because I loved it. I absolutely love bees, and I'm so aware that we need bees to survive as humans. So, do you know, I'm always trying to promote that we plant flowers in our gardens that bees like, even if they're not particularly attractive to us. We need to make sure our bees keep going. So I feature bees quite often. I just love them, and I love this wee stamp set. So, and I'm also fascinated by dragonflies. I will sit for hours and watch dragonflies on a pond or somewhere like that. So I wanted to feature them in this card. So, and what I was going to show you was that a week or so ago I showed you some cards from a wee swap I did, and I received this card from Debbie Prince, a fellow Scottish demonstrator. And as you see, Debbie she's used the butterfly papers, which were in Celebration, and this ribbon that was in Celebration. But the particular feature of her card that I decided to case is the style of the card, that she's stamped off this edge here and it opens here. So I did mine in the same way, and I've done a little bit of stenciling with the dragonflies down the side. So what I'm going to do today is make a very similar card but in some different colours. I'm going to feature Berry Burst, which is one of our in colours that's going to be going from us. In this one I had used Tranquil Tide for the dragonflies. This time for the dragonflies I'm going to use Lemon Lime Twist. And I'm going to use a different paper from the Petal Promenade because I'm using up my scraps, and so for this panel here. So let's just have a bit of a play. This might not be a short video, but you can always fast forward the bits that are not interesting you. So to start off, put the stamp set to the side just now and bring in my trimmer. And what I'm doing here is just from this, on the bit that's going to be the top of the card, I'm just going to cut off 1 centimetre. So I'm just measuring the centimetre out to this side this time. And there we go, 1 centimetre off. That's that bit. And then of course this is 1 centimetre less than my normal layer. I don't know why I put my trimmer away because I'll have to cut my paper. So normally that would be 10.1, but this time it'll be a centimetre less, so we'll make it 9.1. and still by 14.4 because that's the normal length. So maybe trim her out the way this time, let's hope so. So there you go, designer series paper layered onto there. So what we'll do is we'll just quickly pop that on. So how are you doing? This video, I'm actually filming this on the day that the blog has gone out, but I won't make it available to you till, well, it'll be today for you when you're listening to it. Of course it will be Sunday. I'm putting this out on my blog post. So if you're seeing the video and you haven't seen the blog, the link to the blog will be in the description box below. So there's my flowers on. I never know which is the right way up with these, so don't worry about that. Now, just to prepare things. So for my dragonflies on this card, I clear emboss them, which I'm going to do. For my bumblebees, or bees, whatever you want to say, I've cut some bodies out, some out in vellum, so that I've got nice vellum wings. And I'm going to stamp, I'll get some yellow out, I don't know if it will be so saffron or whatever. I'm going to just go in my scrap box and get a scrap of card, stamp the bees on, and then cut the bodies out and stick them on the vellum. So it's 2 or 3 bits. I don't even know how I did this. I had this piece of scrap card and I kind of made it into this so it comes over the top of the dragonflies. I'm not sure how I'll finish this card off, but we'll see how we go. So let's just keep going. So I'm going to bring in a scrap of paper. So I'll put the card out of the way just now, and I'll find a scrap of paper maybe, if we're lucky. Because I was tidying up and I have moved a lot of things through the bin. Don't know if this will be nothing big enough there. What we got, find a bill or something maybe. Oh, here we go. Okay, so we've got an old bill. Don't want to advertise the company, so let's just take that bit off. Right, so I'm going to, I thought I cut 3 of them out. Oh, we did. So this flight of dragonflies, where's the other one gone? What? Every time I'm doing things, this happens to me. It won't matter, I don't need the 3rd one, well I do. Oh, here it is. Right, so I did get 3 of them. So I'm going to keep, which ones do I like best? Quite like these that have been pushed into the die a wee bit harder, so I don't know. Which ones will we use? Big decisions, Janice. Right, take those ones out. So I'm going to heat emboss these ones with clear. So first of all, I haven't got out my verse mark. Right, so I'm just going to put Versamark all over the clear emboss and just gives them a nice glossy finish. The same on these ones. Loads of Versamark, because you don't need your embossing buddy when you're wanting the whole thing covered anyway, so that's fine. Just make sure that they're completely covered. Lid on the embossing powder. Always make sure you put your lid on your embossing powder, because if you have on your Versamark and any other ink pads that you've got out when you're about to emboss, because you don't want bits of embossing powder in your ink pads, and these can take flight quite easily, especially when you're putting them on dragonflies. You just never know when they're going to flit up. Right, I don't know why I tipped everything out, but we have now. Now, I don't have any tweezers handy, but if you did, there was always a way to pick them up. And I'm just going to put them onto my silicone sheet, which my people who watch me regularly know that I constantly lose my silicone sheet, but at the moment it's where I know where it is. Okay, so we'll pop them out the way for the moment, and we'll put the embossing powder back in the tub. That out of the way. We'll add on embossing powder before you spill it. Right, let's see, how are we going to do this? Well, I need my heat tool, don't we? One heat tool. If you've got sensitive hearing, switch your volume down a wee bit while I do this. Okay, maybe just going to use this to lift them up a wee bit. In fact, the silicone sheet's got quite a lot on it, so I'm going to give that a shake. I don't want that actually setting onto my sheet. Oh, that can happen. Right. So the clear embossing really brings the lemon lime twist colour out and makes it really vibrant. Put that aside to cool. Oh, my bees are flying everywhere because of the heat tool. There we go, all glossy, aren't they beautiful? Wow. Of course, I should have had my tweezers so I could have lifted them up, because I've kind of distorted my paper a bit, but hey, it's just a piece of paper. So, right, so we've got glossy, so we need to get our bees under construction as well. So it's really good that we have a stamp that's exactly the same size as the die. So I could have stamped them, bees, and then die cut them, but I want their bodies and their wings to be different, as they are in real life. Not that anything else in here is anything like real life, but never mind. Right, so I'm going to pop my die over there so I don't lose it. In actual fact, you know what, I've got a magnetic frame at the side of me. I'll just pop them on that. I'll show you that another day. Right, so I've actually got 4 bees here, but I only need 3. I need a scrap of yellow, so I'm just going to pop that over to my scrap drawer and get... Those of you who know me know that organisation is not my best thing, but I have to tell you that I'm getting better, and I have sorted my scraps out quite well. That is, so saffron's going to work for these bees, isn't it? And I've got scraps here. Okay. Here we go. Just got a piece of So Saffron here. Pop these to the side, and I need to get my stamp, a beautiful bee stamp. Okay, we jump in the film. I didn't realise the battery had run out, so I've just checked it out. Had a comfort break and we're back to it. So I was about to start stamping the bees and I'm using Memento for that. So we need 3 bodies. 1, not interested in the wings, just the bodies too, and I'm stamping them on a piece of scrap so saffron. 3. I've already had stamped them, but without the film had run out, the battery had run out of my camera. So anyway, that's the bees stamped in black Memento, and now I'm going to cut out their bodies. So just roughly round. Quite easy. I don't need the antennae because there's antennae on the vellum part, so and I know there's easier ways to do fussy cutting than I do. You know, you keep the scissors still and you move the paper and all that. But you know what? Not all of our brains can work the easiest way. So, however, I do try sometimes to really consciously try to do what they say, but you know, life's too short sometimes. I just do it the way I do it. And you'll just have to discover your way, whatever works best for you. Sometimes I'm moving the scissors and sometimes I'm moving the paper. And at the end of the day, this is meant to be for relaxation. I'm going to cut that extra card out of my way and then I can see what I'm doing. So then I've got 3 bodies. Not a difficult shape at all. 3 bodies ready. And where are my 3 vellum ones though? That's the problem. My eyesight's not good enough for this game. Right, okay, so, and then for the video I am just going to stick these together with a bit of snail. In fact, probably just put a bit of snail on the vellum. There we go. And we have a bee with some clear wings. Now you could put a bit of wing castella on there. Of course now I've got glue on my paper, but never mind. Do it that way then, Janice. Right, 3 busy bees we've got, and we've got all these dragonflies. And so to start assembling the card, what I'm going to do is, I think what I did with the last one is I cut one of the bees off. So just carefully detach. They're not bees, dragonflies. You know, you don't have to use this as a complete flight of dragonflies. You could use them all individually. So I've cut this one off and I'm just rounding off his wing and rounding off his body a little bit, or pointing at whatever. Anyway, so I've got that dragonfly, and now these will just go onto the card like that. So how I put these on was with our mini dimensionals, so just get them over here. And so just on the back of our lovely glossy dragonflies, and pokey tool. Actually, pokey tool is actually, I call it pokey tool, it's a pricking tool. It's actually not in the new catalogue, so in a way it's a farewell to pokey tool. But we do have, where's it gone? The take your pick tool, which is in the new catalogue, and it does have it comes with a lot of attachments, but it's also in the new catalogue. They've added in an attachment for releasing your dies, a brush attachment for releasing your die cuts from the dies, which is going to be very useful. This is actually a very useful tool. It's got the putty end for picking up little tiny bits of embellishments like sequins and things, and it's got this tool with the pokey tool bit and the spatula, and I'm not quite sure where it is right now, but there's also an attachment here with 2 ball tools. So do you know, and then as I say, we're getting one for the brush attachment, so it is a useful and versatile tool. Anyway, back to putting, so I'm just putting wee mini dimensionals on the back of the, oh for goodness sake, I'm making something very simple, difficult, onto the back of the bodies of the dragonflies, and that way they won't show. These mini dimensionals are really handy. So again, just onto the back, and you can always fast forward while I get the backs off them, but you know, as you can see, really not taking me that long. I don't know if you tried other brands of dimensionals or what, you know, double-sided foam shapes, and it can take an age to get the backing off. Whoops, go off. There's a bit of static in them sometimes, so they tend to get everywhere, but you know, there's worse things. Right, so then it really is just a matter of popping them on the card. And these ones, kind of just gently fitting them around. And what I did, I forgot to show you before I did this, was what I did with the edge. I used this spare flight of dragonflies, and I sponged, used this as a wee stencil. So, and I used the same colour of ink as the card. So basically a little bit of our Stampin' Up sponge, just a wee wedge cut from one, and I'm using the retiring ink colour Berry Burst. If you look back the last few videos, I've actually introduced to you the new ink colours that are coming in. They're absolutely fabulous. As I say, just hold your die cut down on your card. I'm only doing down the edge really. I'm not quite sure how this will work. I've not tried it out in the Berry Burst to see if it works or it doesn't, but nothing ventured, nothing gained. Might need to use a darker colour. We'll just see when I lift this, what it looks like. And there you go, see, you can see the gentle edging of dragonflies, and that's all I was looking for. Just keeping the theme of the card going. So I do like a bit of tone on tone. There you go. And just getting the outline of the dragonflies there. That's all I was after. And I will be lining that with some Whisper White card. So as you see, when you close it over, all you're seeing is just a wee outline of dragonflies. It's very subtle, it's very subtle. So there you go. So now I want to add in my bees. So again, what did I use? The larger dimensionals with my bees to give them that bit of height. But what I was thinking on these ones is just to quickly go over them with my beloved Wink of Stella and give them a wee bit of a sparkle on their wings and actually on their bodies too. It takes seconds, you know, just a quick rub over with my Wink of Stella. Loving it, and luckily this clear Wink of Stella is carrying over. Give their antennae a wee gorgeous sparkly bees. That's that. And on the backs of them, the bigger the normal size dimensionals, take the back off the first layer, whoops, and put another one on there. Try and line them up, but it doesn't matter too much. There we go, one. Back off. Two. And then this third one. One dimensional, take the back off and put another one on. Okay, so that's the bees ready, and we've got a wee dragonfly, we might use that as well. So pop the dimensionals out of the bee for the moment. Now I have to decide on my sentiment, so I'm just going to use something from the same stamp set. So I think I'll just use the same, Enjoy Your Special Day. We'll just use that one. Whoops. Makes a nice wee sentiment. So where is it? Instead of, for the other one I put For a Wonderful Friend, Enjoy Your Special Day. Again, I've just got a scrap of white from my scrap box, and just take I mean, you can use your grid paper to help you line things up, so I'm lining that on a line, and if I make sure that my block is lined up, that should be fairly straight. So again, I'm going to use the Berry Burst here. I really enjoyed Berry Burst. I've used it, I think, quite constantly over the last 2 years, and that, although I haven't re-inked the pads, they are getting a bit dry. So I'm just going to, again, line up your card. I'm just putting this towards the bottom here. Enjoy Your Special Day. Now I'm going to have to cut this out, make it into a sentiment. I'm not quite sure what I'm doing yet, so where's my trimmer? Do you know where I've put it? And again, I tend to make cards up as I go along. I'm going to just chop this down a bit, it'll be easier to work with. I'm just using the trimmer to line this up. I've no idea what the width of this is. Doesn't matter at all. So I'm just going to I'm just eyeballing it, to be honest, for a width. Well, my card is what, 10.5, so I don't want it wider than that. And I just want a little bit on the edge here, so that looks about the same. Put that wee bit off there, and then I'll show you how I make the little ends here. Getting in a real old mess. So I just cut up, I'm just going to make banner ends on this. So I just cut up the middle, which I've not done very well there. It is not the middle, but never mind. You can take time to make yours. That looks okay. And then so that's my sentiment, and I will put dimensionals on either side so that it kind of bridges over the dragonflies. I'm going to put the sentiment on first, and then I'll put the bees and the other wee dragonfly on after that. And take the backs off that. So if you would like a copy of the new catalogue coming in, or if you want to buy these products, you need to think about both things. If you want to buy the products I'm using in this, then you need to order them before the 3rd of June, because that's when this current catalogue finishes and the new one starts on the 4th of June. So if you would like a copy of the new catalogue and you live in the UK or one of the European countries that Stampin' Up operates in, then please get in touch and I am happy to send you one out, happy to be your demonstrator. Okay, so just let me know. So now we've got the bees. So pop our bees on here, just randomly, one here, I'll have one going on this side, that way, and we'll pop the 3rd one. There's a bit of a gap here, so we'll just pop the 3rd one there. I've got everybody's flying up there, and I'm just going to put a bit of dimensional on this one of the little ones. Where are you? Another little dimensional on the body of this dragonfly. Take the back off and we'll just pop him on there. Or maybe a bit further over. Can we just peel it? Just so that you can still read the sentiment. There we go. So, what do you think? What I will do is line the inside with some Whisper White, and that'll give you a nice hard edge on your stenciling as well, so that'll look tidier. I'm just not going to bore you with that in this video. So there we go, our bees and our dragonflies, and we're saying goodbye to dragonfly dreams and detailed dragonfly thinlits, these are called. So these dies are beautiful. So as I say, they are leaving this on the 3rd of June with as this catalogue. They may leave us before that. They will be while stocks last. So if you do want this set, I wouldn't delay. I just have handy with me, right, to let you have a quick look. Another couple of cards that I've done recently. This one using the detailed dragonfly dies. Again, I've used vellum for his wings, and I was using up some of the Tranquil Textures designer series paper there. I can give you a link to a video that I made this card in. last year, about this time last year. I made a video, but it's different paper, but that one, there is a video for that one. And here's another simple card that was just, I was saying goodbye also to touches of texture, and there's bees in that. There should be a blog for this one. I will probably put that out very soon. I've just made this. Okay, so there you go. What do you think? I've got these two similar cards here. Let me know your opinions. Which one do you like best? And are you going to buy these sets? Are you going to miss them too? Thank you for watching. Bye bye.